Yo, what's up, everybody? Hitman BK, and we're gonna do something not about a game, but about a company. If you were sleeping last night, which I assume all of you were, you probably woke to a bunch of stuff happening for Microsoft, a bunch of leaks that came out, and I figured, you know what? I will compile all that information and make a video for everybody. And I came up with this genius idea because there's a community member who yelled at me this morning to do it. So I am doing it, and we've got all the leaks I think that I saw on Twitter last night. I was up last night reading these. They're pretty insane. I do not know if these are all true, but I can tell you what is being said is these come from the acquisition they were doing in the courtroom. They had to give out a lot of information. So did Sony. Unfortunately, somebody flubbed and put confidential stuff out in an email, or is just somehow ended up in the public hands, and it should have never been there in the first place. So I'm sure Phil Spencer is fuming this morning because this seems to be as real as a leak as one can get. And there is a lot of stuff. We are looking at the new Xbox Series X refresh coming in 2024. There's info on like sort of like the roadmap till about 2026, 2027. There's the games that Bethesda is going to be releasing between now and let's just say 2027, 2028. As well as a really juicy email from Phil Spencer about Nintendo and Warner Brothers, and Steam, Valve. So without further ado, make sure you click the subscribe button. Okay, y'all. Look, we are nine. I was gonna just say we're gonna get into it, but we're so close to getting to 1,000 subscribers, and if I can hit that before the end of September, I might just pour like hot coffee on me and do that. I'm not gonna do that. I don't know why I said that. I'm just gonna be very excited, because that's just really cool. That's just really, really cool. So I appreciate everybody who's been subscribing, commenting, and liking. And so if you've enjoyed this stuff and you want to get more news and you want to see stuff for games, we're going to do some First Ascendant stuff probably. We're going to continue to cover Lords of the Fallen and Remnant too. By all means, slap that subscribe button. But for today, we're going to get right in to this leak. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. Okay, I've got all this stuff on my Discord, y'all, but what we're going to start off with, Paul Tassi wrote an article about this one, and so I'm going to bring it up. So the first thing they showed off, this is the Xbox refresh. This is being called Brooklyn. It will deliver 4K Gen 9 console gaming with more internal storage. It's going to have 2 terabytes. What's going to release with faster Wi-Fi, reduced power. So this is leading to their sustainability, which they seem to be really harping on lately. A beautiful redesign. Honestly, it just looks like a tube, so I really don't think it's that beautiful. In terms of the technology, it looks like they're putting into this, they're going to modernize the IO and sustainability efforts. They're increasing Wi-Fi, so you can get like better Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, and some other stuff. It says for improved efficiency. I don't know what a 6 millimeter die shrink is. Then USB-C, 2 terabytes of hard drive, an immersive controller, same great price for $499. And the controller is actually pretty cool. I'm gonna pull Paul Tassi's article. He's actually has the photo of it, and it's, oh wow, nice advertisement. Did you guys want to see that advertisement? You know you did. So this is the new controller. It's actually going to have haptic feedback is what they're saying. This right here is going to have precision haptic feedback, VCA haptics, double S speakers, an accelerometer, quieter buttons and thumbsticks. You can lift the controller to wake it. It's supposed to be more durable. It's got wireless to direct to cloud, and seamless pair and switch. So new mobile app features and some other things. It actually looks like a really good controller. Out of the leaks in terms of future content, this controller has me pretty excited, especially because I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation controller. So it's cool to see them kind of like coming in and adapting these haptic feedbacks. So on top of that, we also have this info of the generation of Xbox has brought new innovations to Microsoft. So they're showing off everything that has happened. And that's 2020, right, from 2001 to the original Xbox, 2020 to the Series X and X and Project X Cloud, to possibly fiscal year 2028, which is going to be the next gen console. So you can assume sometime between 2028 and 2030, we will get a next gen console. that is a cloud hybrid console, is what this says. So the leak here is essentially saying that the next generation of consoles for Xbox are going to be a cloud hybrid console, which sounds pretty interesting. I'm not a huge fan of cloud gaming. If anybody's played those, like especially with first person shooters, which I play a lot, you can get like a lot of latency. And cloud gaming also depends on people's connection, and there's a whole thing there. But anyways, doesn't mean that that's what's going to happen, but that was in this. They also have their vision that leaked, which is to develop a next generation hybrid game platform capable of leveraging the combined power of the client and cloud to deliver immersive and entirely new classes of game experiences optimized for real time gameplay and creators. They will enable new levels of performance beyond the capabilities of the client hardware alone. My issue with this too is they've been pitching this since, if y'all remember, like Crackdown 3 was supposed to have like this crazy destruction because it was going to use the hardware plus the cloud, and that never happened. Because again, when you are trying to live in a world of like direct internet connection, you are also adhering to the consumer's bandwidth, which not everybody has gigabyte connections and good bandwidth. So, but who knows? Their key strategic decisions and investments were to go with an ARM 64 versus the X64 Zen 6. So they're going to switch the CPU possibly in the next generation, a balance of big and little CPU cores. They're going to co-design with AMD or license an AMD IP, balancing the desire for flexible programmable silicon versus there's some like a bunch of technical jargon in here. Essentially, they want to add in ray tracing. They're going to add in the latest with AMD, probably partner with them, figure out how to utilize the cloud to deliver more impressive experiences that just aren't tied to your hardware. So that's the hardware side of things that leaked. The next thing that I really want to show y'all, it's pretty funny. This is in 2020. Okay. So this is where I think a lot of people are like, oh, well, this never actually happened. Is this real? Well, this is in 2020. And it was just an email from Phil Spencer. And this is what it said. It said, Takayashi, I totally agree that Nintendo is the prime asset for us in gaming. And today gaming is our most likely path to consumer relevance. I've had numerous conversations with the LT of Nintendo about tighter collaboration and feel like if any US company would have a chance with Nintendo, we are probably in the best position. The situation is that Nintendo is sitting on a big pile of cash. They have a BOD that until recently has not pushed for further increases in market growth or stock appreciation. I say until recently, as our former MSBOD member, Value Act has been heavily acquiring shares of Nintendo. And I've kept in touch with Mason Morfitt as he's been. This is going to get kind of boring, y'all. Essentially, this was a conversation between Phil Spencer and this gentleman named Takayashi Namoto, who where they were talking about the possible acquisition of Nintendo. And he also goes in here and discusses about the possible acquisition of Warner Brothers Interactive and ZeniMax, which we know what happened with that. And he also talks about the possible acquisition of Valve. All of this was in 2020. Obviously, these things haven't come to fruition. The biggest thing is that the rumors were true, essentially. If this is real, the rumors were true. Xbox was trying to acquire Nintendo as well. Maybe that happens someday in the future. Who honestly knows? But it's pretty crazy to see this email come out from Phil Spencer. And at the end of it, he does say, I love this discussion and value you looking at the opportunities here. At some point, getting Nintendo would be a career moment. And I honestly believe a good move for both companies. It's just taking a long time for Nintendo to see that their future exists off their own hardware. A long time, smiley face. So clearly that's probably something they're still pushing for with inside Microsoft. Personal thoughts on that? No. I mean, like, they already own now Activision and Blizzard. If they do go for Warner Brothers or Valve, that'll put them in a very strong position market wise. I don't see the value in Nintendo becoming a Microsoft property. Obviously, getting those games on Game Pass could be cool and on better hardware. But I don't know that I'm a huge fan of. Yeah, I don't know if I'm a huge fan of that. So also what leaked is the roadmap to 2030 gaming devices approach document. And they said that their gaming devices approach document is going to be console business is, console business is the foundation. New endpoints are the path to 100 million members. Unlocking new off console endpoints and improving the customer experience will substantially grow subscribers. This is talking about Game Pass. Controller becomes the hero. That's linked to the new controller. We saw personalization and customization, and then the sustainability. Their goals for, I wish I could make this bigger for y'all, sorry, but would be to update the GLT on all devices, deep dive into mid-gen portfolio, inform on current gaps, feed. This is, again, some of this stuff is pretty boring. This is, I just want to show y'all the full breadth of what essentially leaked to help like really sell this final thing, which is the title release schedule for Bethesda. Go ahead and look at that. That is insane. So obviously fiscal years have changed because this was, again, some of these documents are old, right? This was all released inside the courtroom. So if we put maybe a 2-year delay on all of this, you could see like we're currently here with Starfield, Redfall, Ghostwire Tokyo. All these are out. So I would put this at like 2023 right now, where we possibly see Indiana Jones, an Oblivion remaster, an Elder Scrolls expansion, and Starfield DLC. That could happen very well next year. So I'm guessing it might see some Indiana Jones stuff here soon. 2024 is going to bring a new Doom, something called Project Kestrel, another Elder Scrolls expansion, and Project Platinum. And then 2025 and beyond is the new Elder Scrolls, the Project Kestrel expansion, a new licensed IP game, a Fallout 3 remaster, which, yeah, I am beyond excited about. Another Elder Scrolls expansion, a Ghostwire Tokyo sequel, Dishonored 3, and Doom Year Zero DLC. This is huge in terms of the biggest thing to come out of this is seeing what Bethesda's entire lineup looks like until about 2026. And this is the thing I think probably they're the most pissed off about. Probably this, and then the leak on what their next gen console plans are and what they're looking to. Especially if you're Sony, you can now kind of see where Microsoft is heading. And that's it. That's everything that's come out. This is what everybody's talking about on Twitter. This is a pretty big deal. Whether or not it was leaked intentionally or not, who knows? Because this, honestly, none of this stuff is bad. It all generates really good press for Microsoft. But yeah, I mean, I haven't seen too many videos on it, and I wanted to kind of give y'all a space to see all of this. I've also got it in my Discord in the chat, so feel free to join the Filthy Casual Discord if you want to come and look at this and chat about it. We're going to do a podcast this Friday. We do one every Friday, where I'm going to continue to talk about this and hear from another buddy of mine who's big into the industry stuff and what's going on and the happenings, and hear what he has to say, because I'd love to get some conversations going on what we think about this. I'd love to hear from y'all too in the comments. Like, sound off on what you think about this leak. What does this get you excited for Game Pass and Xbox? Do you care? Do you think it's a big deal? Yeah, I'd be curious to hear from all of you. But you know what? Until then, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Let's hit that 1,000 mark. And yeah, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful week, y'all. I'm Hitman BK. Until next time. Peace.